we're numbing, doing the day-to-day. Actually think about why you're freaking here. If you're freaking here for a reason, don't you think you should probably figure it out? That takes asking questions. It's like a weird thing. But yeah, so that's been awesome. His parents disowned me Machete Day. Machete Day consisted of them being on speakerphone, him claiming he wanted to kill himself because he was miserable, his parents didn't love him, all of that stuff in there on speakerphone. While I'm putting my life on the line with a machete at the front door because I knew if I let him out that door that day, he would have died. That was not my husband. He had never gone to a funeral of a suicide even before because he didn't support it, didn't understand it. And now I know that is why he couldn't ask for help either. Because when you don't understand something, you can shame it. We shame a lot of shit here in Utah County. I don't know if you people know that, but a lot of shit. A lot of shit. He couldn't cry. He couldn't say he felt pain because boys don't cry. Don't cry. They suck it up. So to have emotion and say, I feel something. Something's not right. There's words in my head that I don't understand. There's things that I do that I don't remember. So what did he do? Instead of asking for help, he started drinking a lot because he couldn't process the emotions. He couldn't process. He didn't know how to communicate them. And I was the only person he communicated with. So as soon as he shut down with me, I was screwed. That's when I asked his parents for help, who had no idea who he really was because he wasn't them. They don't hug, kiss they didn't even say like, I love yous. They had non-emotional family, non-emotional. Do not talk about your emotions. Which people? I'm a toucher. I'm a hugger. I'm a lover. I might have like a scary watch out. I might negotiate the shit out of you side, but deep down, well, at least now, I'll say no, 100%, because that was one of my lessons and I don't want to learn it again. I'm going to come from love and see the pain that people are in, the understanding, the empathy for their situation, because they're only doing as good as they know how to do. And I get that now. Like, they don't know how to be a better parent and teach them how to have emotions. They don't know how to process. Yes, do I think they have lots of pings and they're ignoring them and numbing them? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But in those moments, they still don't have the tools. You have to create your toolbox by asking questions. If you ask questions, people, like in your head, close your eyes or sit there, whatever. Just ask yourself, why didn't I want to talk to that person? What was I avoiding? Why do I want to have a drink right now? Why do I want to take a Klonopin? Why is my heart racing? Ask yourself the freaking questions, people. Try to figure out solutions that are not medicine and taking something else to numb yourself. Feel the natural pings that come to you. You have them all the time. When you're meant to call that person, did you know that they were probably having the worst day of your life? And I started realizing that when I started listening to every single ping. When I got a ping, it was, I'm thinking about you text, something, some kind, somehow, to reach out to them. And every single one would always say that they were having the worst day of their life, or how did you know in that moment? The universe, God, whatever. It's all the same thing. It doesn't matter. I call it the divine, the universe, the energy, whatever you want to call it. Angels, I know I have angels. I know I have them. I know my grandma is one badass freaking angel and has been the start of this crazy energy journey that I have been on. And when I figured out I was an empath, and that's a whole nother story. My life is like one big Lifetime movie series that we all joke, all of us. Like anyone who actually knows and has been with me through it, because remember, people can't handle it. So if you don't understand it on a daily, my week is somebody's month. My 6 months is somebody's 5 years. I am 110% kicking ass all the time, fighting every single battle because I'm in this freaking place that is a constant energy battle. But the difference is, this place, the Healing Hell Sanctuary, my husband might have lost it that day with the machete, and I was putting my life on the line for him as he's punching around my head, which he's never laid a hand on me in his life. Blood starts flying everywhere. I go to hold the machete up a little because he was punching around my head, and he jumps at it with his throat and said, if anyone is going to kill me, I want it to be you, and you to be the last thing I see. That's what my husband, who's not my husband right now, says to me. Blood's all around me because he's breaking the skin on his knuckles, punching. My dog Blue, my Great Dane, grabs his master, his man, on the ass and drags him down the hallway, which gets me out of the way. Oh, and by the way, my assistant at the time, my lifesaver, Megan, was somehow on the phone something, I don't even know how. So Megan's driving to me when I'm supposed to be at team meeting while his parents are on speakerphone and my husband is punching around my head. And she makes it to me before his parents, and I get on the phone and I ask them if they had called the cops because I was putting my life on the line to not want to put a mark on his record when he's trying to get his shit together, because I knew at that point that was my done point. He did not come back into my house after that as my husband. But I just totally lost my train of thought because my brain's mush, remember? So we were talking about Machete Day. Oh, Megan, his parents, they were listening for 45 minutes. Did not call the cops. Oh, did you want us to get up and come? And I'm screaming, your son is asking and begging for help. I kind of thought it was a no-brainer, hearing your son scream and yell for help that he wants to kill himself. But nope, they're still sitting on the couch. By the time they get there and I finally get him out of the house and I'm safe and Megan's there, I thought it was like no-brainer. He's going to go have a 72-hour hold somewhere. He is not safe to himself or others. But when they get him out and everything else, and his mom had the balls, cojones, to come in and say that I started whatever it was that made Steve punch anything. Because she didn't hear her son crying that time on speakerphone. She didn't hear me asking for help the last few months. She didn't hear him begging for help on the phone with speakerphone. That's how much she's not paying attention to any of her son's needs because she can't deal with her own emotions. So anyways, after, it was my instigating fault that caused any reason her son, which it's this freaking house. It makes people lose their mind. If I wasn't willing to ask questions and go deep, like literally my hot tub saved my life and connecting with the moon and stars every night, like at least 3 to 5 times a week, there is no way I would have survived this place. Every day, the task list is so long that you can't even fathom it at all, period, whatsoever. It takes 3 hours to mow the lawn. The power bill, $900 a month. $900 a month. $600 a month for the water bill. This compound, that's why we call it a compound, is a suckage. But it also kept me busy. And it kept me off of numbing. Because if you really think about it, I lost my husband of 17 and a half years that day. I wanted to know what the fuck happened. Because during this time, I had felt shifts. I had felt crazy energy. I thought I was going crazy too, but really I was just taking on him. And I almost died doing it. And I had somebody who came in who actually could foresee things that I couldn't, that tried to save my life. And honestly, I was a total dick to him. So hate him, love you. Awesome. Bestie, love you for life. And I know me and you have your ups and downs, but I love you. That man fought on a daily basis to call me and know that something was going to happen with my husband that was going to cause me to lose my life. He eventually hit a point where it would have been me and him, like a murder-suicide.